Smackdown 6/7/24, Cody, Styles, I Quit match. Wallets out, I'm sold. Paul Heyman playing with Roman Reigns. What happened to Tiffy time? Melo picks up another L. All he does is miss. Despite losing 12 out of their last 14 matches, Alba and Isla get a title match next Saturday at the Castle because, well, Scotland. Makes sense. And who knew Chelsea Green had legs longer than a roller coaster track? I'm sure Matt Cardona can confirm it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. Let's do the Dundid Diggity! Smackdown 6/7/24! The Amplified Review starts now! And before we do the diggity, go ahead and smash that up, deliver a Batista bomb to that like button. It lets BC know you're fully amplified while simultaneously and subsequently helping out that algorithm. I do appreciate it. The Bloodline, or let me put an asterisk in front of that, the store-branded Bloodline, starts this show. Paul Heyman says a bunch of words, pumping up the right-hand man of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and the infamous Tongaloa. But really, this whole segment was to showcase just how much Paul Heyman wants nothing to do with this version of the Bloodline. Or at least that's what Heyman wants us to believe, right? Can we really trust Paul Heyman's words? He is the master manipulator of every audience he's in front of. There is a very real possibility that he is fully orchestrating this new version of the Bloodline. And when Roman Reigns comes back, he's on the outside looking in. Because it is clear as this segment went on, the chants for Roman Reigns, they got louder and went longer. The crowd chanting relentlessly and throughout this entire segment, "We want Roman." So there's no way Roman Reigns comes back as a diabolical heel. Roman Reigns now is going to come back, if this is done properly, as a massive face. And Paul Heyman is going to be instrumental in making that happen. But as the crowd chanted for Roman Reigns, the look on Paul Heyman's face told the story of me too. I want Roman too, perhaps more than you. But is that really the case? Is Paul Heyman yet manipulating again? Is he in cahoots? Is he fully orchestrating? Instead of standing there, scared, next to these individuals, acting like he doesn't want to be there, is he fully orchestrating it? Is he working with Dwayne Johnson? Is Roman Reigns already gotten Das Boot and the only person that doesn't know about it is Roman Reigns? Kevin Owens and the Street Profits then hit the ring, sending the heels into retreat mode. This sets up a main event match between these six individuals, Owens and the Profits versus the Bloodline. Now, a brawl between these six, a match between these six individuals intrigues BC none. It's redundancy. The addition of the Street Profits dilutes my care into this. The Street Profits have become nothing more than fillers in others' feuds. I was hoping that when the Profits linked up with Bobby Lashley, finally we could start caring about the Street Profits. Finally they would have good booking, good storytelling. Instead, you could make the argument that the Street Profits are booked even worse with Bob Lashley and vice versa Lashley with the Profits. Now they added a manager to the Profits and they look even more silly. Aside from them having random matches and us going, ooh, ah, and afterwards going, hey, pretty good match. You don't care about the Profits. They could miss 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. It wouldn't even cross your dome piece. Hey, where have the Profits been? The Street Profits have been here far too long and have far too much talent to be booked as just fillers. Next up was Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair defeating Indi, Hartwell, and Candice LeRae. This was originally supposed to be Jade versus Hartwell one-on-one. It doesn't matter. It was the same result as Jade ends up pinning Hartwell in this tag match. So that was obviously the plan, finish one-on-one, and that's just something they decided to do as a tag team. So Jade pins Hartwell. Post-match, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Remember them? Once in a while, they show up to lose a match or giggle in the background like little schoolgirls as other individuals are actually cutting an interview. But anyway, Alba and Isla, and Zoe and Shayna, by the way. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, all four ladies come to the ring, and they take out Cargill and Belair post-match. Then the two teams face off with each other, right? Alba and Isla looking at Zoe and Shayna. But it was only briefly because Cargill and Belair finally said, that's enough, we're taking our TV time back. And they ended up clearing the ring, dropping everybody on their dome pieces, and Belair and Cargill stand tall. So I don't understand this booking. You're trying to get to this weird triple threat tag match, right? We saw that coming over a week ago. And this is the best they had booking-wise. We're going to have all four ladies drop the champions. And then 60 seconds later, the champions pop up on their feet and they take out everybody. That's really going to make us go, damn, Shayna and Zoe and Alba and Isla, they really got a chance. All four of them together just got dropped. Come on, bro. If you're going to do the diggity, you got to believe in it. You got to rock it. You got to know what you're doing. You can't book 50-50 in the same exact segment 60 seconds apart from one another. Come on, bro! That's what they did. That's what they did. Doesn't make any sense. What doesn't make sense is that you have these two individuals that have lost 12 out of their last 14 matches. They've only won 2 out of 14, and they get a tag title match next week. Alba and Isla, 2 wins out of 14. And they get a prize for that, right? They get a trophy for they get a tag team title match for winning 2 out of their last 14. Hey, this is John Gargano, Johnny Wrestling versus Grayson Waller. This makes sense for WWE, right? This is fun booking, folks. Last week they did one-on-one Tommy versus Here's a Theory. So this week you get Gargano versus Waller. Again, this is Paul Levesque McMahon, WWE's fun booking, right? We're going to rush a title match. We don't want to spend any time on a real story, so we'll just have a bunch of matches with these four. We'll put a bunch of one-on-ones, then we'll get to the tag match, then we'll do the rematch, the Raw after, or the Smackdown after. Their way to create many of these storylines, just like Vince Levesque McMahon does the same thing, just have them wrestle each other non-stop. There was a moment here where Gargano got dropped on his Dominator. I mean square on his Dominator. Looked pretty scary for the dude a few years ago. You guys remember Ridge Holland botched and dropped Gargano on his neck piece. And let me tell you, man, Gargano was shook. Luckily, that wasn't anything too severe. Well, here he is yet again getting dropped on his neck piece, right on the Dominator. He was concerned more with his tailbone than his neck. So that's a good thing, right? I mean, this dude got dropped on his Dominator and was holding his tailbone. So two things here. Either he got dropped on his tailbone more and that hurts more than the Dominator, which is good news, or he got dropped so damn hard on the Dominator, he can't tell his head from his tailbone or vice versa. And that's not good. So anyway, it looked like he was all right to finish the match. They went to commercial break to give him some time, and when we came back, he was just in a kind of a chokehold. So they definitely bought him a lot of time with the commercial and the chokeholds, try to regroup. He was able to finish this match. Waller would pin Gargano off the unprettier finisher. More teasing at the end of this match with Waller and Theory breaking up, and I put that in quotes. Because let's be honest, I mean, some of the community is so excited to see this breakup happen. Whoa, this is going to be the rocket that Austin Theory needs. What? I can't comprehend this. They've only been together for a cup of coffee. They haven't even been together for a cup of coffee. Maybe half a cup of coffee. I mean, they just got together a few weeks before WrestleMania. That was just a couple months ago. We're already talking about them breaking up and how this is going to be one of the best breakups of all time. We're acting like this is the Rockers on the barber shop. We're acting like the Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, or Harlem Heat are breaking up after years of being together. It's Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. You better hope this breakup in Theory becoming a face helps this dude, because nothing has worked. Nothing. VKM didn't know how to book this dude to get over. Paul Levesque McMahon has not found the formula. Levesque McMahon came in, had him cash in his briefcase in the middle of a Raw for a United States Championship, and he lost it. But everybody said that was the reset of Theory. Paul Levesque McMahon knows what he's doing with Theory, and the reset was just him putting down the cell phone. It was the same Theory, and nobody cared. In fact, they continued to pipe in booze for Austin Theory. To this day, with a title on his shoulder with Grayson Waller, nobody cares. So yeah, this you got to look at as the last-ditch effort for Theory. This better work when he turns face. Because you're running out of options. This guy defeated Jonathan Cena at WrestleMania. And that very next week, they were already piping in booze again. No natural reaction. And he beat John Cena. Nothing has worked with Austin Theory. I'm not going to jump on board this fake enthusiasm that everybody's having. I can't wait till the turn. This is going to be a massive turn. They've been together for a few months. They were thrown together because they had nothing for Waller. They had nothing for Theory. They had him win tag titles out of nowhere at Mania on a night where 2 tag titles were given in the same match. And now just a couple months later, they're already breaking up and everybody's going, wow, Austin Theory's going to go to the moon. Well, he better bring some actual mic skills with him. He better bring a personality and charisma, because I'm telling you right now, for a couple, 2-3 years now, everything he's done has fallen to the wayside, no matter the promoter. We'll see. We're hoping for the best. First and foremost, the turn itself has to be done beautifully, nearly flawless, for this to go the way that a lot of fans are hoping that it goes. That's the end of hour number 1, Waller defeating Gargano, and some tension between Gargano, or should I say, Waller and Theory. On to hour number 2. Cody Rhodes starts hour 2, waiting in the parking lot for AJ Styles, eventually hitting the ring. This was all weird because he was waiting the whole first hour in the parking lot. Finally, Styles shows up with the OC, and he's like, screw this, man, and he goes to the ring. Now, you want to believe it's because Adam Pearce and security was between the SUV of AJ Styles and Cody, but when Cody called out AJ Styles, which he did when he got to the ring, and AJ Styles did come out with the OC, but it was the same Adam Pearce. Nick Aldis, my bad. Adam Pearce is running Raw. Blue Brand is ran by Nick Aldis. I'll get it right. So Nick Aldis still stood between them at ringside and in the parking lot. So you basically just moved the whole scene from the parking lot into the arena. That was a waste of a few minutes. Anyway, Styles is out there. And there's a huge AJ sucks chant that breaks out. Now, AJ has wrestled for decades, and whether face or heel, BC has never heard a full crowd in unison, chant out AJ Styles sucks. That was wild to hear. Because even when he's a bad guy or a heel, man, you love AJ Styles. You know how good he is. Like, the words AJ sucks would never utter out of your... No, even if you want to chant against him, AJ sucks probably just doesn't fit, right? It's just not believable. But you heard those words last night in a huge chant. AJ wants a title match. Cody just wants to get his hands on AJ, so Cody says, done, you got it. And Cody says he's going to make Styles do what he should have done last week. He's going to make him do it at the Castle Clash. He's going to make Styles say, I quit. A brawl then ensues as Cody is dropping security guards. I think Styles might have gotten a cheap shot in, but for the most part, Styles stays unscathed. Listen, bottom line here, I quit match. Cody versus AJ at the Clash. Wallets out, I'm sold. This is big, man. I quit match. And the way that it was just done, it was built up properly, too. The retirement from last week, you thought they were just redoing the Mark Henry thing because Henry was in the news leading up to that leading up to that SmackDown. That whole week, people were talking about how Mark Henry is not going to re-sign with AEW. So they kind of had fun with that. And on Friday Night SmackDown, they redid the Mark Henry John Cena segment, the fake retirement. They did that with Styles faking his retirement to Cody Rhodes. It was brilliantly done, but you thought that was just a one-off, just a little segment that's just going to lead to a redundant rematch. No, it had purpose. Cody Rhodes making this an I Quit match. This is Rhodes saying, dude, you faked that retirement. All right, well, I'll give you the title match, but I'm going to make you say I quit. And this will be legit. I will keep my title. You will once again collect an L, and you will legit quit. I like that, man. It gave that retirement segment purpose, not just a fun segment that we all kind of laughed at and reminisced with Mark Henry. It gave it purpose. Hopefully that makes sense. I love when things like come together and they just make sense. There's logic, there's common sense. It looked like thought was put behind it and people actually had fun with it. Fun, right? Hey, how can we turn this retirement segment into a really cool matchup? And continue the feud with that segment, right? It should be a continuation. There should be continuity in the segments. Anyway, could go another half an hour on that. Very well done. I'll say it again. I Quit match. Cody AJ at the Clash. Wallets out. I'm sold. LA Knight next up. LA Knight defeats Carmelo Hayes via hold him down. Roll-up! The fruitiest of roll-ups! Now you say, well, BC, this wasn't a traditional fruit roll-up. Well, it was still a hold 'em down, right? I mean, Carmelo went for the roll-up holding the tights, and LA Knight's like, get off of me, you little dweeb. And, I mean, Carmelo, yeah, you thought he was just really small compared to Randy Orton a few weeks ago, man. Even up to LA Knight backstage, you guys see such a... I never knew Melo was that small, but anyway, there was no way believable he was gonna roll up, even if he has the tights, even if he put a piano on top of LA Knight, there's no way that he's defeating LA Knight with a roll-up. And LA Knight just kind of like brushed him off, and then he just held down to Melo. I thought he was gonna hold the ropes because the ref was out of position. He could have easily held the ropes. LA Knight thought about it and then was like, dude, I don't even need to. I can literally like smoke a cigarette in my left hand, drink some coffee in my right hand, and this dude will still get beat with my roll-up. And Melo just loses. Melo has won one match out of his last 10 on the main roster, guys. Now, yes, I'm including the Royal Rumble. If you take out the Rumble, then he's only won 1 out of 9 matches on the main roster. That's still not good, obviously, right? 1 out of 9. I say 1 out of 10 because it sounds better. I'm adding the Rumble. But 1 match, that's it. His victory was over a month ago. It was against Baron Corbin, if anybody even cares. Baron Corbin. We haven't even seen that dude since. A lot of people think Baron Corbin's been released. They took him down to NXT, had a tag team, a weird tag team with Braun Breaker, and then they had nothing to do with Baron. He comes into the main roster after the draft. He takes an L to Melo, the only person to lose to Melo. But that's it. 1 out of 10. This dude is a lose machine, Melo. In fact, word around the campfire is WWE Shop is about to release limited Melo merch. Melo just misses. From what I'm hearing, pre-orders are already selling out. We're having a little bit of fun with it, obviously. But, I mean, it's just... I mean, for a dude whose slogan is literally the opposite, I mean, he just misses. Now, that's Melo's situation, whatever. I never really connected with Melo anyway. I'm not a big Carmelo Hayes supporter like a lot of fans were in NXT. I don't see much in the dude, to be honest. Microphone skills are really average to me. I mean, other than some catchphrases and slogans, there's not real amplification, and many people can just outbar him. It's just... I don't know, the wrestling ability, all right, he can have some good matches, but most wrestlers today, if not all of them, can put on good matches. I just need to care more. I'm hoping to see more of that from Melo, like some people, but even in NXT, I just never really got it. So, interesting. I truly wish they just, they should have done the Street Profits split, and Montez should have been rocking out right now on his own. Montez has all the intangibles. Montez checks off every box, basically. Even not just this quirky character, too, with red cups falling on his head. I'm talking this dude can play the serious role. You know, I wish we focused on people like Montez, and instead they put him right back. They stuck the... I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, Melo. I truly don't. But at least he still has a job, right? People that he came up the ranks in NXT with, like To the Moon, Cameron Grimes. This dude was released. How do you release talent like Cameron Grimes? So at least Melo still has employment in World Wrestling Entertainment. Moving on to post-match, LA Knight had some words to say to Logan Paul since he's never there. He's like, if you're not going to come to SmackDown, I'll take SmackDown to you. And then a segment or two later, you have Logan Paul doing one of those little cell phone promos from his like hotel or maybe one of his many homes, and he's got just a beautiful home. It's got the whole landscape of LA. It's beautiful. And he's like, I don't got time to go over to SmackDown with simpletons, right? He's living the life. He's got all these businesses and things he's got to attend to. And he starts mocking LA Knight. I mean, Logan was really good. He's like, you keep doing what you do. What everybody's saying, LA Knight. He just mocked him. It was really funny, actually. Logan Paul, another dude that just checks off every box, and people get upset because he's so part-time and he's never there. But for dudes like that, it does make him special because he's just so good at everything he does, whether it's on the mic, whether it's in that ring, whether it's carrying a storyline on his back or splitting a storyline. Dude can do it all. Moving on. This is interesting, actually, and I don't understand this at all. This is Tiffany Stratton backstage telling Nia Jax that she wants to work with her. What are we doing here? Tiffany Stratton, I mean, she has countries outside the U.S., countries chanting for her, and she just wants to be the sidekick to Nia Jax. Ever since the Tiffy Time controversy a few weeks ago with the post involving Jade Cargill, most of you guys know about it. We're not going to rehash it. But ever since that controversy and a lot of fans calling for Tiffany's job, saying that WWE needs to cut ties with Stratton, ever since that, we believe she was immediately punished that night when she lost to Belair because she was supposed to win. She was supposed to go on and win that crown for the Queen of the Ring, but she lost that match to Bianca, and she has not been on TV in the ring. She has not been seen in the ring since. So ever since that post, ever since that controversy, Tiffy Time seems to be out of time. It seems like they're just... I don't want to say punishment, but they literally just backtracked majorly on Tiffany Stratton's push. Because this is someone who you didn't even have to push that hard. You had to do minimal effort. You just put her out there, and fans were just gravitating toward Tiffany. Now, she loses that big match to Bianca. She's not seen in the ring or inside that arena, aside from the backstage. She's not seen for 2 straight weeks, and her new gimmick, her new storyline, or trajectory anyway, is, I want to be in a unit with Nia Jax, the actual queen. It just, I mean, even if you say, well, BC, later on down the line, Tiffany will turn on Nia, and that's the story. Still, this is not, I mean, you have to have Tiffany in that ring, man, with a live mic, or in that ring performing. You got to put her out there. You got to strike while that iron is hot, and you got to really ride the wave of momentum. You cannot water it down and dilute momentum. You cannot diminish or tear down that momentum. We saw what it did for LA Knight. To this very day, LA Knight is trying to dig out of that hole that WWE put him in. He was one of the hottest stars last February, and the company just didn't want to ride the wave. Did everything imaginable to hold LA Knight down. And they're still trying to dig out of that hole. And I still can't tell you that the company is firmly behind LA Knight. It's clear by his booking they're not. And winning the United States mid-card title over Logan is not the answer to say, see, the company is backing him. Tiffany Stratton, one of those people, you gotta ride that wave. Instead, this company has absolutely just put a lot of water on that fire. And you gotta believe that it was when that fire started to rage a little bit after that post was put up. regarding Jade Cargill. That's when you saw Tiffy time pretty much. It was pretty much out of time for Tiffy at that point, man. Hopefully that changes, man, because Tiffany Stratton is so damn good. It sucks to see her used like she is this whole month. Then, after Tiffy tells Nia Jax she wants to work with her and says toodles, Michin. You guys remember little Michin, Mia Yim? She's in NXT now. She's going for like a North American Women's Championship with a bunch of other females. She was like going to get a cup of coffee. Because Nia was at the coffee table there, which I look like people spilled a bunch of coffee because Nia Jax was falling on her ass throughout this whole end of the segment. But Nia has some words with Munchkin or Michin. Michin has some words with her, something like that. So Nia goes to chuck Michin over Mia Yim over the table, but Nia slips on the coffee that was on the floor, so she doesn't look too badass. Then Nia gets back up, tries to talk more badassery, but falls again on her ass. This segment was this was so bad, and it's nobody's fault. It was just, why are they booking Tiffany like this, A, and B, who the hell spilt the coffee beforehand? Damn. Got Nia Jax falling on her ass. She's acting like she's a monster. We're going to stick with the ladies for this next segment. This is Bayley. In an in-ring promo. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven immediately interrupt. And I got to say, man, before we get into Piper Niven, because she just did a wonderful job last night on that microphone, but I got to stick with Chelsea Green for a second. Who knew? Because Chelsea Green always has those long, big knee pads on and obviously the boots. But who knew, if you saw her last night, who knew that Green has legs for days? Check that. Chelsea has legs for weeks. 'Cause damn. No idea she was hiding those fun-filled fuck sticks. Damn, dude! Anyway, gotta show some love over to the legs and the beauty of Chelsea Green. Now on to Piper Niven. Piper Niven and Piper Niven. There's a tag team. Anybody want to play the role of Piper Niven? Nobody wants to be Piper Niven? Here comes Britt Baker. Does that mean I gotta change my name? Yes, the role is for Piper Niven. You're the twin sister of Piper Niven. Put them side by side. We might have an issue with the twin sister part. Anyway, welcome to BC's Creative. Anyway, Piper Niven, there we go, cut her best, most sincere, non-hokey promo of her main roster career. This is what's frustrating, right, to many fans. Why is this not commonplace in this company? Or for Piper Niven and individuals like Piper Niven? Why is people like Piper Niven always looked past? Always the joke or the jobber in a segment and match? This was good! The whole "it's Vince, BC, that's what..." No, that's done, because this is also under Paul Levesque McMahon that Piper Niven is booked. I can't even just say like a side chick or a sidekick to Chelsea, because Chelsea could be viewed the same next to Piper. Both of them are there just to kind of fill a comedy role, kind of. Just take the L's that they need you to take the L's, right? As much respect as we put on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and we know their talent, right? It's an afterthought when the bell rings, right? You're not really thinking, oh, they're going to win this match, they're going to go on to be number one, they're going to win titles, because they're not booked that way. Piper Niven has always been like, doesn't matter if it's VKM or HHH, she's one of those individuals that's just looked past. The only reason, let's not get it twisted, she's getting a title match next Saturday is because they're in Scotland. They literally plucked Piper Niven from obscurity and put her as a number one contender. And you're telling me it's not because of Scotland? That's why fans get frustrated, because this was so good. Piper Niven, her best promo on the main roster. Why are we doing this just because you need her in a meaningful thing next Saturday in a Rush title match? This should be how you use Piper Niven always. If you know she's good in the ring, and that's with her size. She kind of created her own box over here, man. You never seen something like a Piper Niven. And now you know, there's no, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you now know she can cut those promos. Then what's stopping you from booking Piper Niven this good going forward? And it's not just Piper Niven. There's a lot of wrestlers on that roster. Book like clowns, jokes, jobbers into obscurity, irrelevancy, nonsensical, meaningless schmozzery. And it's Paul Levesque McMahon's place to pull this out of them and give them the stage to prosper on. No going back now. Piper Niven delivered. Don't just use her because it's Scotland and then throw her to the wolves afterwards. Do right by Piper Niven. She delivered for you. Now do right by her after Scotland as well. It was time for the main event next. This was KO and the Profits versus the store-branded Bloodline. Middle of the match, Solo just starts using a steel chair. So the Bloodline loses via DQ, and it's another loss for Solo Sikoa. Now, I know that's a running theme now in WWE. Solo Sikoa loses another match. But it was just so odd how it was done. The match was just going on, and all of a sudden Solo just takes a steel chair and starts using it as if that's just like commonplace. It's like, are you a wrestler in a wrestling match, or are you at the local buffet and somebody took the last cheesecake? And you flipped out, you grabbed a chair, you whacked them, you threw them across the buffet table. It was so oddly placed. He just takes a chair and starts smacking people. I'm like, wait, you could have possibly won the match. I don't know. They just, another L for Solo Sikoa. But don't worry, it's 50-50 booking in WWE. And I mean, like, not just week to week. I mean, like, within the same segment, 50-50 booking. So they get DQ'd. And then afterwards, they put Kevin Owens like through the commentary table or some shit, or just they muff him up, and then you have that shot of the store-branded Bloodline, all pretty much posing for I think it was the D cam at that point, and that's how the show goes off the air. So yes, they lost the match, but they were standing tall, one of those type of things. So again, I wasn't down with the main event from the jump. BC, it was a good match, though. It was a fun match, BC. Maybe. It was a good match. I mean, I watched it. Yes, I had the Yankees and the Dodgers on as well. They took it to the 11th, where the Yankees, unfortunately, could only score one run to the Dodgers 2 in that 11th. So we did lose. But I was watching the match, too. And yes, it was good at times. It just wasn't fun for me. If it was for you, that's awesome. I do not wait 2 hours on a wrestling show to get to these 6 dudes. I couldn't care less to watch the Street Profits take on the Bloodline or Kevin Owens take on the Bloodline. And when the night was over, we waited 2 hours to watch Kevin Owens go through another commentary table, something we have seen 685 times. Owens through a table. And the show ends. I've seen it so many times. No, I don't need to wait 2 hours just to get to that result. But yes, the story is still... It's intriguing to see where Paul Heyman lies in all this. Is he united with Roman Reigns, or does he chuck dude under the bus? That's the SmackDown 6/7/24 Amplified review. I, of course, your host, BC, to my unit. Until next time, and there will be that next time. Hope to be live with you guys Monday morning or afternoon to do a live Battleground review and have all the latest top stories in the pro wrestling world coming out of the weekend. So if you are, this is going to be for channel members only. If you have a gold card, if you are a member to the channel, that will be open to you guys on Monday. A special gold card. Amplified unit channel membership live stream. Hope to have you guys on board on Monday. So until next time, and there will be that next time, top guys, we out. We done did the diggity, and now we're going to get that coffee. You know how it goes. Stay amplified. Get the biceps up. Light those bolts. Let's rock. Check you.